Hey everybody, Sandra here. Thank you guys for joining me this evening. It's Plant Rich Sandra. It's been a couple days since I've made a video, and there have been some things on my mind, on my heart, that I have been meaning to talk about now for several weeks, and I thought that this would be a really good time to do that. I tried to do it last night, but it was very, very late. And if you could watch that video, it was pretty pitiful. I was having a hard time even keeping my eyes open. I went out rambling for 22 minutes, and I was not making any sense near the end. I think even though my eyes were open, kind of, and my mouth was moving, my brain was falling asleep, and I have no clue. Still have the video, and I just watched it, and it was quite painful to watch. So I'm like, I'm not making any sense here. Let's just stop this right now. And so this afternoon, I wanted to redo it and talk about a few things. First of all, I never did get around to talking about how things went near the end of the fast. And I'm not exactly sure what I had said there at the very, very end. I was having so much fun going into Old San Juan that I really don't remember exactly how far I got. But at the end of it on day 18, when I left there, I think I weighed 107 maybe. I can't remember now, the morning that I left. But I have been struggling, for one thing, since I've been back. Life has been different for me since I've been back, and so I've been trying to adjust and basically to find my new path, because things are different for me at this point. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. It has been a new situation. I am back over with my mother, trying to stay with her. Her situation has changed, and she is unable to be alone, especially at night. So since I live next door and I'm the single one, it was easier for me to come over here and stay with her. And in the beginning, when this happened, I was trying to live in two homes at the same time, and I was coming over here just around dark and staying, but then getting up early and going back to my house and living my life in my house, and only bringing a backpack with just a few things over here, coming in my pajamas and then getting up and going back. That was not working, and she was very lonesome over here with me only coming over at bedtime. So I tried to kind of move in, and now I'm more moved in. But we, of course, personalities, we conflict, and I'm trying to encourage her to eat healthy. And so we're conflicting with that, and I'm trying to create meals that she might actually eat and stop eating chicken and dairy and drinking milk. And I'm struggling to help with that because, as you know, my life has been pretty simple for several years now. My sustainability model has been to batch cook stews and make 70, 80, 90 servings, put them in the freezer, and then live on them for 3 or 4 months with different flavors in each one, have maybe 6 different flavors, and I pull one out every day, and I just cut up my raw vegetables, and I only have myself to please. My adult son, who lives in my home, doesn't really require my assistance or cooking, and so I have gotten by with that. But now I am trying to get her to eat healthy and trying to create things that she will eat. So I'm beginning now to face the struggles that a lot of you have been facing from the very beginning. And I have always felt, I've always admired all of you guys who are living in homes where you have to provide food still for people who are sad. And I just don't know how you have been doing it. So this is now the situation that I'm in. So I'm just trying to struggle. The stress is causing me to overeat on compliant foods. When we drove up to Alabama Friday and then came back, the friction was causing me stress, and I was just stress eating, which is still my biggest obstacle, is stress eating. I've always said that the prongs of our battle to stay compliant are: number one is getting over our addiction to sad foods. Number two is for me, the emotional eating and stress eating, and eating for any inappropriate reason, whether it's for entertainment or any reason that isn't for nutrition, is an inappropriate reason. And the third prong of our daily battle, our daily struggle, is planning and prepping and being successful at getting things ready in advance so that when we do go out in the world, we will have our food and we will be much less tempted to stray and eat something non compliant if we have our own food. But you have to plan and you have to prep. So that's the third part of the battle. And I have conquered the first part. I no longer care about standard American diet food. I can get stressed, but I'm not going to eat standard American diet food. The second prong is my biggest obstacle is stress eating and other unauthorized eating. And the third obstacle for me, the planning and prep, has been a bit of a struggle since I've been back and back at work and trying to get back in the groove of working and be over here and get everything done. So I got there at 122.8. I left there, I ended my fast at 102.8. The morning after my fast ended, I was 102.8 when I began the refeed. So I lost exactly 20 pounds, but I this morning weighed 117.2. And no, I'm sorry, not this morning. Yesterday morning, I weighed 117.2, which is totally unacceptable. I was okay getting back up to 112, but I did not want to go over that. But the stress that I've been under has been causing me to overeat on my grains. I went nuts on the grains these past the 3 days that we were in Alabama. And the healthy fats, I ate way too much of the healthy fats, the nuts and avocado. And I was eating more dried fruits than I should, and just fruits in general, actually, and more beans than I should. I was stress eating on beans, and I try not to do that. I know people say they're unlimited. I really don't believe that. Myself, I don't believe that for me anyway. I think that there does need to be a limit, and I've tried to keep my limit to a cup a day. And I did ask Dr. Fuhrman the second time I had the honor of meeting him at the very first NHA conference in 2018. I said, what actually is the limit? What can we eat? Because instead of thinking of it as what can you eat, how many beans can you eat, change your perspective to this. What can I eat and be satisfied? So don't think about how much you can eat. Think about the amount you can eat and still feel satisfied. Most of the time for me, that is a cup a day, and I'm pretty comfortable. So, but when I'm stressed, I will go and eat more beans. Here comes Nala. She is. Last night, when I was trying to film this and it was thundering outside, she got pretty upset and she was being pretty mischief, and now she's wanting some attention. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, I know I'm limited on my time here because my phone will shut me off. So I'm going to try to, Nala, please don't knock everything over. Please, please. Okay. She's like, no, I will do what I want to do. So you just live with it because I'm the cutie patootie. Ow. Okay, so the other thing that I haven't been doing, actually, to be completely honest with you, since the end of April, I have not been exercising. When I stopped exercising in May, and I didn't exercise all summer while I was traveling. I was walking a lot, etc., but I was not exercising much. So this is what I'm dealing with right now. Like I said, was I've been out of my comfort zone in trying to handle more foods that I'm not accustomed to handling. My soups are running out very quickly. I think oh, girlfriend, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, she's gonna do it. Uh, so I'm running out of my stews, and can you? She's not gonna listen to me, is she? No, she's not. Okay, this is live, real life here with her. I should have taken her out of the room before I started this. And I've been feeding her, making her some of my soups, and my son has been eating my soups all summer, which I told him to please eat my soups. But I think I'm going to have a 4-day weekend, not this coming weekend, but the next weekend. So I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to just prep and cook and restock with soups because we'll have that Monday off. So anyway, back to my strategies and what I'm going to do right now. I do have a plan to get back on track, and my plan is 3 old strategies that I'm going to reinitialize here. Strategy number 1 is, I got all 3 here, so which one do I want to talk about? Strategy number 1 is my Richard Simmons style deal-a-meal cards that I started up several months ago, and it worked for me at the time, and I just quit using it because I was comfortable, but now I need it again. So the idea is that you make the cards on the foods, the individual foods that you have decided and authorized yourself to eat in the course of one day, and you put them on index cards. So here's what I have, and I know that when I hold these up, they're going to be backwards to you, so I'm sorry about that. So each day, 1 cup of legumes, and each day, 4 fruits. They might be frozen or they might be fresh. So 4 fruits, and you can do that in a variety of ways. You can put them in, cut the acidity of specific vegetables by putting, say, an apple into a vegetable smoothie or vegetable juice. You can, don't forget that one of those fruits has to be a berry. So, like today, I took a cup and I put some frozen organic strawberry slices down into a cup, put the lid on it, and when I got to work, I thawed it out and I ate them kind of chilled. And so that was my cup of berries today. And I put 1 apple into my vegetable vegetable smoothie this morning to make it a little bit sweeter. And here, sweetie, you've got to get down, okay? Go. Just go. Okay? Thank you, darling. Sorry. And I took a nectarine, the last one I had in the refrigerator, with me to work. And I also had a small tangerine that I took with me to work today. So I ate that was my fruit for the day, but I could have made a fruit sorbet out of all frozen fruit this morning. Um, that's your fruit. Make sure one of them is a berry. Then I have here 1 raw veggie, 1 raw veggie, 1 raw veggie. I have 5 of these. Today, these were in the form of a humongous vegetable smoothie, like a blended salad. I used the Vitamix, and I had all of my vegetables. A lot of them were already pre-cut that were left over, pre-sliced. I put cucumber in there. I put some beet in there, which turned it into just a red mixture. I put 1 carrot in there. I put what was it? I think it was a red bell pepper in there. And I also put some fresh kale in there, minus the vein, and a few other things, and blended it down into a completely homogeneous puree. And I took that with me to work today, and I drank it between classes and during the Raider time today. I drank that. Okay, so but yesterday it was just, I mean, I had it a different way yesterday. Okay, so the 1 pound of cooked vegetables, and usually for me in the form of my stews, but it might also be something fresh like some sauteed vegetables or some freshly roasted vegetables, or it might be the tofu scramble that has a lot of water sauteed vegetables in them with the tofu, the extra firm tofu in it, which is organic. And every morning when I have my bowl of vegetable soup here at the house, I put my tablespoon of freshly ground flax or flax and chia seed in it. You know that when this is raw, it is totally tasteless. One time I accidentally bought roast toasted at an Aldi's, and when I opened the bag, I'm like, whoa, it smelled so good. And it flavored up everything very strongly. I did not throw the bag out just because I had bought roasted, but we need to buy raw. But I used the bag, and I have to admit I enjoyed it because it was a nice flavor. But I haven't made that mistake again. But it did overpower everything that I put that tablespoon in every day. Okay, and then the other thing is the 1 ounce of the raw and unsalted nuts and seeds, and that you know that you can fix this stuff any way at all. There's so many options here. I do my way, but you may do yours a totally different way that we've talked about before. Maybe you like the roasted more than making soups and stews. So, and you like putting the different things together, like maybe using your nuts in your dressing to go on a big salad. I tend to not eat my raw vegetables in the form of a salad. I take them in a Ziploc bag, and I don't put any dressing on them. Today, I took 1 ounce of macadamia nuts to work. And whenever I would eat something from the like my little cup of black beans today, oh my God, they were so good today. They were so good. I don't know what I did to that last batch of black beans, but they were incredible. Oh, I documented, I filmed it, but I have not uploaded the recipe yet to that. So, today, what I did was every time I ate something, I would go get like 2 or 3 of the macadamia nuts from the little Ziploc bag and would eat them right along with it. So I ate a couple of them when I did the fruit smooth with the vegetable smoothie. I ate a couple of them just before I ate my my nectarine, etc. Okay, so it is 15 and a half minutes here, so I have about 10 minutes left. I should get on with this. So I just wanted to say, where do you find out what you should be eating? And I have a stack of Dr. Fuhrman's books here, so I'm going to go through, actually, I'll go through these and maybe I'll stop this video and make a second one. If you are looking, I have pretty much every book here except I know I don't have Fast Food Genocide here, but most of the others I have over here at my mother's house, and I think Fast Food Genocide is over at my house, so I just don't have that book handy. So, if you are looking for exactly what you should be eating in the so-called the 6-week plan, then, and if you have this book right here, because he pretty much lays out his plan in pretty much every book. So, in this book, Disease Proof Your Child, which is not really about weight loss. This book is totally different topic. So it's not really talking about portion sizes. But go to page 130, 131. Okay, go there where, like it says here, real food is an important part of a balanced diet on page 128. Preparing your home for eating healthfully. This is great for moms who are trying to train their children to be nutritarians. And here he's got lots of good advice, some bullet points here, but right here, Dr. Fuhrman's simple family food pyramid. So then when you continue reading there around page 131, he goes into even more. So that is a great resource. If you have that book, you'll find a lot of useful information there. Okay, now let's go to this one, Super Immunity. In this book, which is the Essential Nutrition Guide for Boosting Your Body's Defenses to Live Longer, Stronger, and Disease-Free. This book, again, is not necessarily about weight loss. So when you're looking in here, it's not necessarily going to talk about limiting your foods. Go to page 129, and he starts this section off with reviewing important core concepts. And then when you flip the page, you have 5 bullet points that are very similar. These are going to sound very familiar to you if you are familiar with the 6-week plan. Number 1, eat a large salad every day. Number 2, eat at least a half-cup serving of beans, legumes in your soup, salad, or another dish daily. So he says at least a half a cup. You know, as he says in Eat to Live, what he says there. Number 3, eat at least 3 fresh fruits a day, especially berries, pomegranate seeds, cherries, plums, oranges. Eat at least 1 ounce of raw nuts and seeds a day. Eat at least 1 large, a double size, serving of green vegetables daily, either raw, steamed, or in soups or stews. Then he goes into the things that you should avoid, the 5 deadliest foods: barbecued meat, processed meat, commercial red meat, etc., fried foods. Okay, so I won't go into all those details right now. Okay, this is The End of Heart Disease, which when I bought it was still the hardback. I'm not sure yet if it has been turned into a paperback or not. This is also a wonderful book. I did have borderline high blood pressure and terrible cholesterol were some of my problems before I became a nutritarian. Okay, so go to page 213 in this book. He calls it The Nutritarian Plan. You will be leaving the room shortly, little girl. The Nutritarian... She's being very frisky right now. The Nutritarian Plan. And he even has a promise here for you to sign. I promise to eat a large salad as the main dish of the meal at least once a day. So every book, even in this book, there is a section here, that whole section, starting on page 213, will guide you. So pretty much, like I said, every book. In The End of Diabetes, go to page 123. And it's called The Nutritarian Diet in Action, Chapter 8. And this book, the focus is on to reverse, to avoid diabetes. High nutrient, high volume foods to fill up on: all raw vegetables, all cooked green vegetables, tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, mushrooms, onions, cauliflower. The salad is the main dish. You see the repeating theme here. There is a recurring theme. The world's healthiest foods, greens, and heart disease. So, in that book, he gives some great recommendations based on his research. The End of Dieting, which is one of the books that are highly recommended for those of us who are trying not only to get healthy but to lose weight at the same time. So these are the two books: Eat to Live, with the green on the bottom preferably. That's the updated 2011 version with the green. And then The End of Dieting, which he came out with in 2014. A lot of people feel this one is easier to read because it's written more for the layman, and that it addresses emotional eating more. So that one is one that I recommend them both. But okay, so starting with The End of Dieting, goes straight to page 152, which is called The Plan. Chapter 6, The Plan. 6 basic guidelines for the nutritarian diet style. Number 1, you know what it is. Eat a large salad every day as your main dish. Number 2, eat at least half a cup, but preferably closer to 1 cup, of beans a day. Number 3, eat 1 large, double-sized serving of lightly steamed green vegetables a day. You're getting the point here on what is the most important for what he calls in Eat to Live the 6-week plan. In this book, you go straight to page 212, and you have right there flat out the 6-week plan, which in the beginning I found to be a little bit confusing, and I found out later that I wasn't the only one that had a little bit of confusion, but now I have figured out. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me down in the comments, and I'll try to help explain based on my experiences being a nutritarian now for almost 4 years. But there it is: unlimited, section 2, limited, section 3, off limits. And then he goes into much more detail about that. So that is what I'm trying to follow. And then I'm going to mention this one, although from what I've seen of this is a 2-set book, and it's called Eat for Health in hardback. And from what I've seen of these are more for like flexitarians. These are for people who are not interested, at least in the beginning, in going full-fledged 100% ever. They are more interested in being like 80% or 90%. So I was looking through this in a little bit more detail yesterday afternoon, and it seems that his ultimate goal here is, like I said, the 80 or 90%. And in this one, he does allow more. He allows a tiny bit of meats and dairy rarely, and things like that. So both of these books are rather interesting, I think, in that respect. I consider that behavior to be transitional and not your ultimate goal. But the mind makeover, and then the volume 2 is called the body makeover, and there are recipes, many recipes in both of them. I'm sorry, I take that back. The recipes are in the body makeover. There are a bunch of recipes in there. This first one doesn't really have it. It's more explaining. And so these are, I believe he uses those two in one of his e-courses. Those are one of the set of the required text. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and let this be the end of this video, but I have much, much more to say. But I'm at 24 minutes right now, and I will go ahead and make a second video to talk about the 3 strategies that I plan on, that I'm implementing right now. And I also have an offer I would like to invite you. I have an invitation for you to join me on some of these, not all of them if you don't want to, but on some of these, and to custom design it to fit what will work for you right now and what your needs are right now. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one, and let me just go ahead and say that the first strategy is going to be implementing the deal a meal cards, and following with the 6-week plan on that. And when I come back, I'll talk about the other two strategies that I'm implementing right now and plan on until I get back down to 110 or 112 is my goal. Okay, everybody have a great night. Please do the follow-up video after this one and comment, and please click thumbs up. I know I'm bad about not clicking thumbs up on people. I mean to, and then I don't. I go on to the next video without thinking about it. But apparently it's important and for algorithms. And also click subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and maybe share with someone who would like to get some more information about the Nutritarian plan and where they can look in some of the books of Dr. Fuhrman's books, and share with someone who you feel might be interested in improving their health through a nutrient dense, plant rich way of eating. We'll see y'all very, very soon in like a couple minutes here. Okay. Night, and have a great one. Thanks again. Bye.